you, we're back with a quack. It's Ducks a Go-Go in this final part because Keith, let me just check my psychic antenna. Here's Keith here. You have a question, tell us what it is.
I do. I've always wanted to master the French classic confit of duck, and I was just wondering if you've got any tips.
Well, confying duck.
Sitting comfortably? Good. Here's the rub. Confit is one of the oldest ways of preserving for the leaner months ahead, and it's a speciality of southwestern France. Poultry is first salted, then cooked slowly in fat and stored in the same pot. The fat creates an airtight seal that keeps out nasties for months in a fridge. Best to confit the legs, which are the most succulent, preserved part, and the wing, which is the most tender.
What you do is you take a raw duck leg, you salt it overnight. Traditionally, it's salt, pepper, bay leaves, thyme, garlic, the other ingredients in there to flavour. You don't need to bury the legs in salt, but there must be a generous quantity of salt.
And why is that? To remove moisture?
That is to pull moisture out. All preserving methods are about removal of moisture. But also, it does impart flavour, which is an important part of it. These duck legs have been salted overnight, so they've had about 10 to 12 hours. Rinse the salt off. You've then got to lower them into the duck fat. It's a slow, gentle cooking process. If it's sizzling or if it looks like it's boiling, it's too hot.
OK.
Over a period of time, 2 to 3 to 4 hours, depending on exactly what temperature you're cooking at, the moisture of all the water will be removed and will be replaced by the duck fat. It's clearly a rich dish, but the key thing is that once it is cooked, you then leave it to cool down in the fat. That's really important. If you then drain it off, any residual moisture in the leg will evaporate. It'll end up being dry and leathery. It must cool down completely in the fat. You then lift the leg out, and the simple process then of putting a pan on the heat and then put the skin side in the pan so that you caramelise the skin. It gets a fantastic crisp flavour.
Claude, do you confit a lot of things? I mean, it's a classic French technique.
Yeah, I like having some confit. I mean, we've got a plat du jour where the duck legs most of the time is on the menu, and it's just a nice touch, you know, back to the classic, back to the basic. And you take some of that fat and emulsion the meat to get this lovely, rich flavour. And I think it's a fantastic way to conserve.
And then you could put it in a cassoulet, I suppose.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, in a cassoulet, yeah, it's fantastic.
Lovely haricot
Cassoulet with some salad, with some sauté potatoes and onions, with some cabbage, with lentils. I mean, actually, it's a very versatile thing.
Well, we're going to give this to you, Keith. In its sort of cooked but nude state with no side on it. So
Super.
That's your confit duck. Let us know what you think about that. Lovingly cooked by Phil.
It smells amazing.
Doesn't it? It does smell very good.
Beautifully tender and nice crisp on the skin. Perfect.
Will you give it a go now?
Definitely, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Phil. A round of applause for the masterclass. Now, here is a wonderful chef doing a wonderful thing. Point your peepers at this.
Now for the part of the show where a top chef drops in on a cook at home to share a very special masterclass. Proving that, with skill and inspiration, anyone can rustle up restaurant-quality food. The chef running this week's masterclass is Allegra McEvedy, driving force behind the Leon cookbooks and chain.
It's always a joy going into other people's kitchens because you never know what you're going to get.
She's on her way to help Joe, who's a big foodie.
I love absolutely everything to do with food. I often try and recreate things that I've eaten or that I've seen on a menu at home. I just absolutely love eating.
Well, that's you and me both. Allegra's going to help Joe knock up a spicy Moroccan pie.
So we're going to make a kind of big frou-frou, really dramatic-looking phyllo pie stuffed with slow braised lamb. It does involve a bit of making, but I think we're going to have fun doing it.
Hello. Hello. Yes, Joe.
The dish they're going to cook together has 2 different stages.
Should we get cooking?
Yes, let's.
There's the making of the pie itself, but first there's the braising of the lamb that's going inside it.
So, Joe, top side down first.
Right.
The meat needs to brown on the outside to develop flavour.
OK, so I'm going to take this lamb out. Put that there.
Then it's into the pan with chopped butternut squash, shallots and garlic, along with rosemary, cumin, cinnamon and chilli.
stock.
These bits are going to melt down into a tasty caramelised mush that'll be mixed with the lamb to make the filling for Joe's pie.
Roll, roll, turn, flop, flip, go, go, go. Lovely. Okay. So we'll put our lamb back in. Okay, hit it with the stock. Oh, listen, how grateful is that pan for that stock? It loves it. It's like, yes,
Lovely sound.
feed me. I love that.
And with a handful of apricots thrown in for sweetness.
Another real signature of Moroccan cooking is how they love fruit with meat.
The pan's covered with foil and put into the oven at 160 degrees for some low, slow cooking.
And we'll be left with something gorgeously unctuous and deliciously divine.
Fantastic, I can't wait.
After 4 hours, the veg is spicy and sticky, the lamb tender and pullable.
Oh, that's amazing.
So soft. But this is the real money in here, to be honest. When that meets that, we're going stratospheric, sister.
Once the meat's shredded, it simply gets squidged up with all the veg. And that's the pie filling all done.
Right, next stage, phyllo pastries. Phyllo is all about melted butter. They are partners in crime. So we're going to get 1 sheet of phyllo.
Yeah.
And you want to lay it in so that it's half in and half out. And we're going to do 3. 1, 2, and 3. There we go, lovely. I am going to put in the lamb. And don't be shy. Don't be shy with that butter, yeah. Gather, head towards the middle. Head towards the middle. That's it, that's it, that's it. So pie in.
Okay.
Excellent work.
And as if by magic, Joe's parents arrived to eat the pie. 50 minutes in the oven at 180 and the pie is perfect.
Ta-da!
Here we go.
And Joe and Allegra haven't skimped on sides. I spy a chickpea and almond rice pilaf and a tasty dip made with chopped dates, mint, lemon juice and yoghurt.
Cheers, Joe. It's lovely to meet you.
I'm really impressed with this, Joe. It's lovely.
Come and cook it for you. Now that I know how.
Now you know.
That makes me really happy.